City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.
Good evening. Tonight on City News. Artworks created at the Sculpture Symposium now adorn the Government Garden Sulphur Lake Trail. Upgrade work has begun on the Himmel Gorge section of Rotorua's Te Araahi Cycle Trail, and Central Bay Softball are looking for more players for next year's competition. But first, Lakes District Councillor Rob Kent says it's been an up and down year for him at council. However, he's still committed to working for the people of the district. Last week, Mr Kent resigned from his role with the Economic Portfolio, disagreeing over its future direction. He says he's happy to disagree sometimes with his fellow councillors, as it's what he sees as part of his job.
We are individuals that have been elected to represent our people. If there was total unity in council, you don't need us. The whole idea is you've got to take a mixture of different opinions, different experiences, different ideas, put them together and then make judgment calls on the basis of the people that have elected us. That's what it's all about. And as to where I'm at, I can tell you that I was given a Secret Son to gift the other day, in fact just today, and your viewers will not be quite interested to know they gave me a set of wooden spoons. So that probably puts into perspective where they see me coming from.
But you didn't know you were getting those, did you?
No, not at all.
Nobody knew that you were getting it.
Very apt.
And we have a review of the year with Mayor Steve Chadwick in Friday's show, our final for the year. Upgrade work has begun on the Himmel Gorge section of Rotorua's Te Araahi Cycle Trail. The section from Te Puia to Rotorua Mountain Bike Car Park in Waipa State Mill Road will be closed weekdays up until Christmas Eve, and then work begins again from the 2nd of January. Riders will need to use the on-road cycle lane into Waipa State Mill Road until works are completed in late January. Artworks created at the recent Sculpture Symposium now adorn the Sulphur Lake Trail. The works were created with the theme of the returning soldier and are part of our World War I commemorations. Community Arts Advisor Mark Spiker-Bosch says he's blown away by the symbolism in the works.
We had 17 artists arrive 2 weeks ago, responding to a call for artists as, hey, we've got a sculpture trail here in Rotorua, brand new, and let's fill it. So the theme is the returning soldier. So we have an outdoor exhibition over the next 3 months of 17 quite different artworks. Very, very fitting that they be here. Yeah. Okay, so here's our winning piece by Anna Corver. She's from Taranaki, and she is a rising, if not risen, star in the New Zealand sculpture scene. She's entitled this piece The White Mouse, which obviously is our Nancy Waite, the spy from World War I. And it's about women in war also, and the role they played, a very pivotal role. So we're very, very pleased that this has become a permanent part of Rotorua's art collection. So there we go, our winner.
In sport tonight, people interested in playing softball in the new year are being encouraged to contact the newly established Central Bay Softball. Organiser Leanne Mullins says the league is on break until early in the new year, so that'll be a good time to start playing. If you're interested, find Central Bay Softball on Facebook. To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with fresh easterlies and an overnight low of 12. Tomorrow, Wednesday, rain develops, northeasterly strengthens, a high of 18 and a low of 15. And looking out to Thursday, rain turns to showers, northeast changes to northwest, a high of 21 and a low of 15. The marine forecast for Lake Rotorua for Wednesday, northeast 15 knots rising to 25 knots in the morning, with waves rising to 1 metre. There'll be poor visibility in rain, which will be heavy at times and possibly thundery. Still to come tonight on City News, we check out some Aussie rules with the Wimmera Aussie Rules, the National Indigenous Women's Youth side. We catch up with Chamber of Commerce head Darren Walsh, and we check out the first of healthy eating chef Deep Kumar's Future Diets workshop.
Well, Rotorua, it is a beautifully sunny day today, and City News, we've been out and about just driving around when we come across an Aussie Rules team, the Wommeras. With me today we have Amelia Hills, who is the team captain and manager, is that right? Correct. And she's going to let us know a little bit about how you come to be in our city, Amelia.
Yep, so the Wommeras came about. They're a national youth Indigenous female side from Australia. They're from all around Australia, so from the top end, from Melbourne, from Perth, from Sydney, they're from all around. And so we've come here for a cultural exchange tour and then to play 2 games later in the week against the New Zealand Kahoos.
So what have you been doing here thus far?
So we landed into Auckland on Saturday and drove straight out here to Rotorua. Yesterday we went to a Tapuia guided tour where the girls did some weaving and learnt some new skills out there and saw how they did the carving. And then we also went to the Mitai Maori village last night for dinner, which was an amazing cultural performance and awesome dinner out there last night. The girls really loved it.
And what has the feedback been from them so far?
Oh, the feedback's been amazing. The girls were all really enthralled, and we're here for that cultural sort of exchange. So I really find that the Indigenous culture and Maori culture is really quite similar. So it's been amazing for the girls to be able to exchange our culture and to receive the Maori culture in exchange.
And so what are some of the things that you're making sure that you get done while you're here?
So along with the cultural exchange stuff, we've got a few fun activities. So this afternoon we're rafting and then tomorrow we're doing the Tongariro crossing. So that'll be a really good hike to test the girls. So it's not just all about footy. We really want to bring these leadership skills out in the girls and the cultural and, just generally improve them in their communication, decision-making skills and all those sort of life skills as well.
Now here in New Zealand, we're huge rugby fans, so let's talk about Aussie rules for a little bit. How is it similar or different to rugby?
Look, I think it's they've probably got some similarities in that the elite are super fit. The big thing I find with obviously rugby, AFL's from all angles. So players sort of can get tackled from behind, from in front, and rugby sort of just one sort of way. But the way they hit in rugby is absolutely unbelievable. It's pretty tough. But these girls, I think a few of these girls sort of have a bit of a rugby background, and a lot of them are from Sydney. So Sydney's obviously a big rugby area. There's some similarities there, but I think they are completely different games.
How are these girls selected to go on this tour?
So what we do, each state have their own state-based selections, and then we come through and have a national tournament. We pick the best 25 girls that we see from that tournament. Then they compete in May in Canberra at our national youth girls, so into the mainstream competition. So they actually won the Division 2 competition there, which was an amazing achievement. And then the girls have to make sure that they stay at school, they keep their grades up, all those sort of things for them to then be able to come on this tour. So we don't let them come on the tour if they haven't done the right thing back at home.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, so where to from Rotorua?
So today we're off to rafting, so then we're staying at Tarangi Bridge tonight. Tomorrow, as I said, the Tongariro crossing. And then on Thursday we're back to Auckland. So we have a joint training session with the New Zealand Kahoos on Thursday, which will be really good for the girls to meet before they play and exchange some sort of knowledge. Obviously New Zealand's sort of still developing in an AFL sense. So our coaches will sort of speak with their coaches and run a training session to be able to educate both the players and the coaches. And then before we put our game faces on for a game on both Friday and Sunday.
Nice. So let's talk about game face. What's some tactics? What's some skills? What do you got? What do you got to bring to the play?
Well, the girls are having a pretty tough session today, so they're going to be running through their structures, who's going to be playing midfields, forwards, backs, but I don't want to give too much away.
So when it comes to doing these Indigenous tours, is New Zealand the only location that you go to?
So previously we also have youth male Indigenous sides, so they came to New Zealand last year, so the girls are sort of mirroring a bit of a similar tour. We've also been to South Africa and Fiji and Tonga with those groups as well, so it's pretty amazing. The girls get to do sort of a really amazing trip.
Well, that's brilliant. Hey, thank you so very much for your time, Amelia, and thank you for coming down here to Puketawhiroa Park and having a training session, because this has allowed us, TV Rotorua, and City News in particular, to have a quick chat with you, so thank you so much.
Fantastic, thanks for showing the interest, and the girls will be loving this.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.
No worries. And it's time again for another Chamber Chat with Darren Walsh. But bear in mind that this is the last Chamber Chat for the year 2014, so it's going to be a really good rundown of what's been happening. Darren, give it to us. What's been happening in 2014?
It's been a very busy year for us, Mel. As you know, I started in the role in July. The role had been vacant for 6 months, so there was a lot of work to be done. So we've been very busy. First and foremost was profile. We needed to lift the chamber back up to where it had previously been, and we did a lot of work around that. Getting out, being interviewed by people like yourself, writing in the paper, and just generally getting to meetings and saying, hey, the chamber's back. We've had a number of events that we've done and dusted during the year, which have been very successful. I guess the top of mind is the Business Awards. First Business Awards for me. Baptism by fire, but we nailed it. It was very successful, very popular. We've got very positive feedback, and we're now looking for 2015's awards, and it has to be bigger and better because it's our 25th year. We've done a number of things, from our golf days, our quizzes, our regular functions, our kickstarts, our BA5s, and really, I guess I've noticed they've just grown each time we've run one, and they keep getting better.
So let's talk about something really important, because in order to do this you need a team, and I hear that this year you had a new membership officer join the team, Joe Keefe. So how have things been going in that aspect?
Oh look, Joe's been going great guns. When she came in, we gave her some very clear goals about what we wanted in the role. Membership and business development is the key goals. Joe has delivered on those goals. She's put on 35 new members since coming into the role, of which 6 of those are previous members that have resigned for whatever reasons but decided to come back, and that's that profile piece that I'm talking about. But hey, the chamber's back. She currently has 35 in the pipeline, which is huge, and we haven't seen that sort of delivery in this role for a long time. So it really does send some messages to us that people are very keen on joining the chamber, and they like what they're seeing.
Let's talk BA5. How many have you had since July, and where have they been?
Look, the BA5s, pretty much they run fortnightly. When I came, we did have a few that were we had to cancel because we didn't have hosts, or there was a lack of interest in them. So we've picked it back up. We've gone fortnightly since coming into the role, and they've been very popular. We've brought it back to the networking. People previously were saying that it wasn't about networking, it was more about having a beer and very clicky. We've got it back to networking. People come, they network. we get a lot of great feedback from new members that come to BA5s that say it's a great opportunity to grow their business and talk to other people in business. So we've got them going well. And of course, last Tuesday's one with the Mayor, over 200 people attending, and it was just a great evening.
Mammoth turnout. So as far as BA5s are concerned, what's your one memorable night?
My one memorable night would probably be the very first one that I attended as the CEO, which was Boys High, and clearly for me it was just to look and see how they run and how we can look to improve them, and we've made some slight changes since then. But I really enjoyed the Boys High one. It was we got a glimpse of what their annual show was going to be, AIDA, and really, you don't have to be a business to run a BA5, and here's one of the local schools networking and getting in with local businesses, which was the highlight for me.
Let's talk community involvement.
Yeah, look, we are very heavily involved in the community, and whilst we are a business membership organisation, we do look at things outside the bounds of the chamber. We're currently looking at pushing healthy families, which is about having employees fit and healthy, and when they're fit and healthy, the bottom line comes up on your business. So yeah, look, we get in and we get involved with the community.
So what else have we done this year, just to finish the year off?
Oh, look, we've done lots of things. In the business networking sense, we have the events, which are BA5s, our kickstarts. We've done, on the fun side, we've done our quizzes, we've done golf. We do our new member nights, which roll out quarterly. We had one last week, which was very successful. I might note there that we wrapped up our Chamber Awareness Month campaign there, which was Member Get Member, and one of our new members, who was actually a re-signing, was Skyline, and they won the Vodafone phone that was up for grabs for that campaign. So yeah, lots of things happening.
Okay, and a nice Christmas message to everyone in Rotorua.
Oh, look, I wish all our members and the greater Rotorua community a very happy and safe Christmas. Let's see you all back in 2015, and let's make 2015 a much better year for everyone.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, I'm on a bit of a mission here at the Rotorua Intermediate School for City News. Back on the 13th of November on City News, you probably saw, we introduced you to a Rotorua chef, Deep Kumar, who has a deep conviction about healthy food, and it's all ended up here at Rotorua Intermediate, and you may wonder why. Well, it's this young lady, Emma Watson, beside me. It's your fault, isn't it?
Yep.
So let's go back to the beginnings of it. Obviously, we're going to see a demonstration with Deep here, obviously. So why are we here and how did we get here?
Well, Mum was reading the newspaper and she saw an article on Deep. She got me to read it and I decided that that was something that I wanted to do. So I sent him an email and said, if my teacher says, would you like to come to my school? And
it obviously worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you know about food in terms of where we're at New Zealand-wise? Because I know New Zealand has got pretty bad figures, if you like, survey figures for people being obese, something like over 1 million people. It's quite concerning. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think also like him coming in is a good thing because being fat or obese isn't very good because it can also make you die if you get too fat.
Leads to a lot of other things, heart problems, diabetes and so on. Are you keen, obviously you're keen to see what Deep's going to turn on here. How much do you know about him?
Well, I know what the newspaper kind of said and yeah.
And that's enough.
Yeah.
That's what triggered it off, and it's all kind of snowballed. And on my left here, I've got Alex Gayford. It's your fault too, isn't it? I mean, in a nice way.
Yeah, I guess a little bit it is my fault. Yeah.
But Emma came to you. So.
Yeah, so Emma had contacted Deep via email, just saying, she'd be interested in him coming into her class. And from that, I corresponded with Deep, and we had a meeting. I asked, so why do you want to get into this? What's your purpose for this? And he's, just completely interested in helping out students cook for themselves, learn proper nutrition, and sort of get on the bandwagon of cooking, not eating pies and chips, that type. Exactly. Yeah. That's the exact thing. So,
but it's backed by a fair bit of passion too, isn't it?
It sure is. Yeah. I look around and see students, coming to school with that exact food, pies for breakfast, fizzy drinks, and it's just not good enough.
So well done on giving it the big tick and starting off the whole process, Emma. You might be making history here. Thanks anyway, guys, and we look forward to a pretty good demonstration by Deep Kumar, who's going to be a little bit passionate here today, I think, to pass it on to the young people of Rotorua Intermediate School and hopefully further afield on the fact that we don't have to eat a lot of processed food, but it can be healthy, it can be affordable, and can be pretty easy too.
Who knows what is obesity? You don't know what is obesity? You never heard of it? Huh? All right. How about you? What's obesity? Okay. How about you, ma'am? Okay. Okay, what's the population of New Zealand? Who knows? 4.6. 4.6, good. Yeah, it's 4.5 million people in New Zealand. We're a beautiful country, few people. And you'll be surprised to know that among 4.5 million people, 1.3 million people are obese. Okay, this guy gonna be my assistant for today, so he's gonna cook with me. All right? Okay. So I'm just gonna cut this chicken breast the size of the chicken nuggets you get, 2 centimeter thick. Or you can just cut into any shape, You guys must be loving, a good shape, yeah. All right. And that would be like fresh nuggets and 100% chicken. So which one is healthy? The one you buy from supermarket or you make your own?
You make your own.
Yeah. And how long does it take to cook your chicken nugget in your house when you cook it? 15 minutes? I'll cook before then. I'll just cook in 12 minutes.
Well, this is a decent dinner.
That would be.
We fry.
All right. Breadcrumbs. All-purpose flour, you can use whatever you got in your house. Put some salt on your chicken. Not too much. Pepper. Ground pepper. You all eat chicken nuggets, everybody?
Yeah.
So you can make now your chicken nuggets in home after this class. Everybody has got breadcrumbs in the house, right?
Yeah.
Flour, eggs, chicken, everybody. So whatever stuff you see here, it's all from my fridge. My fridge is empty today. I can't cook tonight.
You should be full by tomorrow.
All right, this is nicely crumbed chicken here. You see that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You know what is this? Who knows what is this? What's that?
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Who knows? What is that? Olive oil. Yeah, cool. So I use olive oil for my older cookings because it is one of the antioxidant oil which doesn't make you fat. Who's hungry? Everybody.
Yeah.
That was local chef Deep Kumar presenting his Future Diets workshop at Rotorua Intermediate. If you have a news story, you can call the station on 07 3488 984 or email news@tvrotorua.co.nz. Thanks for joining us tonight. From all the team here at City News, for Maria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Rotorua Central.